Oh, it's a brighter day. I woke up and saw the light. I'm getting wild today. What's the vibes or whatever? I might slide today. Get the fit, I check the weather. Pull a fly today. We can troop it miles away. I'm singing ABCs. I'm counting 1, 2, 3. I'm feeling. I was so me. I'm feeling. I was so need high. Loving on my body. It's a brighter day. I might just do Pilates on a win.
Hey man, you already know we rocking. It's another episode of Bad for the Community. 508 Rob on the mic. I got St. E's to my left.
What up?
Well, you wasn't prepared for that?
Nah, I think we go down
Nate
the line.
always goes live, bro, because then I hit him with the Nate Nicks in the room.
Yeah. That's facts, bro.
And he don't do it, bro. He's
bro.
on strike. He's not doing his act.
Changing it up, bro. We don't do that no more, man.
But you didn't even replace it with anything, bro.
Bro, it's a different thing every week. Sometimes it's, or like, sometimes it's hello.
That's neglecting the audio listeners, though. You feel me? They don't know. They don't even know you in the room.
To the audio listeners, hello.
There you go. See, you gotta show them some love too. It's not just
they can't. They take your word for it. They be like Nate Nixon in the room. Be like, okay. They're like, okay, he said it. Okay.
And the guest we got the honor of speaking to today, we got Yanna G in the building.
Wagwan.
Straight off of a new album project. Again,
everything I love.
How do you? How's everything been feeling? Especially like having all those thoughts and ideas that you've been planning for the last few months coming to fruition.
It's been dope, honestly. Just seeing everything play out, especially like being a person who makes a lot of music constantly, like actually finishing something it feels good for me because it's easy to have a lot of ideas for me, but then it's not that easy to put it into one thing and actually make it happen. So I think that was dope.
See, I definitely want to know like the feelings after like the listening party. I imagine after you like share it with a group of people that's okay, people really know what I've worked on for like X amount of months now. It's like, how do you feel after that, like that kind of moment?
The listening party was crazy. It was kind of surreal seeing like all the people who popped out because like I never experienced no listening party before. It was my first ever. So it was just dope seeing how many people are like on my team for real and how many people that I have that's going to support me through this journey. And this is just like the start, like the beginning. So it was dope seeing everyone who popped out,
Nate
honestly.
said nothing but good things about it,
it was
that's
fire.
excited for it.
It was fire. I think too,
It was
like
love.
it was different than other listening sessions that I've been to too, because like it was in a storefront, which was fire. Shout out to Realist, you know what I mean? That was
Shout out
gas.
to Real.
But then it was dope too because you had like, it was like you were being interviewed, like, you know what I mean? Like as the album was playing through, like you and Chase. So it was like, honestly, like that was something that I never even really thought of. It's like, how do you like get the audience to really like engage with like the project outside of just like listening? But you had like interviews, so it was cool just seeing how people were able to like get that inside scoop of how the project came to fruition, and also like some of the kind of like giving us like that perspective as we listen track by track, how we can look deeper into some of the meanings. So that was fire, you know what I mean? Like kudos to y'all putting that together.
Thank you.
And it was like raining, like it was mad stuff.
right?
It was like it was packed, but people still showed up. You feel me?
Facts.
Like that's how you know like you really got something. You feel me?
Thank you. Thank
No.
you. Shout out Word Speak Life.
No, y'all got a good team around y'all. We were joking like I got the whole basketball to music pipeline going on with Peak 617 and everything like that.
for
I see the
real.
methods, like you feel me? You scoop the ball play and then transition to the music space. You feel me?
Tight.
Yeah, that was
Tight.
fire. And y'all, honestly, this summer's been good for y'all, for real. Like,
Had
obviously,
the
you
open
had,
mic event.
you know what I mean? The open mic was fire. You guys had, you know, the Healer Experience, which is gas. But everyone's been dropping projects. Like, you drop, you feel me? Av, you know what I mean? Nate just dropped too. So it's like, yo, like, everybody
The
got
team
something
is
going on.
working,
It's
man.
fire.
That's for sure.
Like, yo, it's
Like,
the
no
Word
matter
Speak
what, they're
Life
funny.
summer for real.
Yeah.
No cap. And honestly, I think, like, after listening to your project, like, on my own, because, like, you know, the listening experience was dope. And, like, hearing it on my own, I think there's a lot of stuff in there that gives a lot of perspective. Like, one thing that, like, even just hearing it, like, I know, like, about you is, like, you really prioritize, like, your mental health. You feel me? And I think, like, as an artist, that's something that's super important. But I also know that that's something that a lot of artists struggle with. So I'm interested for you, like, what is something that you know that you do, that's something that helps you as far as, like, that prioritization of mental health and just, like, peace?
Questioning myself on everything I do.
Mhm.
Holding myself accountable for things I do. If I feel like, even in a small situation, if I feel some type of way, I'm going to ask myself why I felt that type of way instead of lashing out, you know? Because it's deeper than, everything is deeper than what it appears always. So I feel like breaking yourself down before you break the external down is more important. And that's what I like to do. I like to bring the internal down.
How long have you felt like you've grasp that mentality? Because you're young, so it's like to hear you even say that, it feels like you have you're very mature and have awareness of how you're feeling. You know what I mean? Is that something you've grown into recently, or is it just kind of like the person you've been?
I used to tweak out. I used to tweak out. So
life grew you.
Experience, you know, just not. I'm a type of person. Naturally, I'm very nice. I'm very calm. So when I have to tweak out, I don't like it. I hate being upset. I hate being in that energy. So it's like, honestly, when you're down, well, for me, when I was down, like, I was desperate to get up. Like, I'm not trying to be in this energy no more. I can't do it. So that desperate energy just really made me, like, question everything about myself and just say fuck it, like, hell, do it.
You can't give them that. You can't give the people that drain your energy that when you could put that shit into yourself.
Exactly.
And it seems like that's what you've been doing.
Yep.
What's your process look like on a day-to-day? Like, what's the vibe? Because the music's introspective. It's a vibe. It's chill. I can imagine incense in the room. Like, I don't know. That's what it's giving me. Like,
yeah. I love Egyptian musk. Incense are my favorite. Waking up, honestly, wake up in the morning, I listen to music. That's the first thing I do. I listen to some, ombre. Ombre is my favorite. I love ombre.
What's ombre? Am I just not hip?
Yeah, she's a singer. She's great.
Which genre?
Do you know Destin R&B?
R&B, okay.
You know Destin Conrad?
I do.
Yes.
That's really type of bag.
Yeah.
I know a song.
They're best friends.
If I searched it up on Spotify, like you might see like one or two like songs. You feel me? But I ain't do like jacket. Like it's like Destiny. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, wake up. From some ombre, Destin Conrad, some Black Odyssey.
Oh, Black Odyssey, gas.
I love Black Odyssey.
Bro, that last album, gas.
Oh my God.
Niggas is too creative, bro. No cap.
No, I love him. Don't even get me started. But yeah, honestly, wake up, shower, music. Music is literally what keeps me sane, honestly, like, genuinely. But I don't listen to rap like that. Nate Speaks is the only rapper I listen to. And Avenue Boulevard. It's kind of crazy.
That's real. Only the team.
No, like, genuinely.
Is that genuinely, like, that's just what I want to be absorbing?
Yeah, like, because I don't really find, like, I grew up listening to, like, Sam Cooke, Billie Holiday, like, scatting. You know, so, like, the way tones and energy just, like, it touches me different than, like, a cool bar, you know? So
how do you make sure to still find creativity if you're not exposing yourself to, like, the new, like, other stuff?
Experience, honestly. Like, every one of my songs are my life. Like, it's really what I'm going through at that time. So that's just a reflection of me in that period, honestly.
I want to touch on that, too, though. I feel like creativity can come out of isolation.
True.
I feel like if you're constantly consuming all the different trends or gimmicks are going on, it could lead you into that.
Yeah, without even knowing it, it's influencing.
Stay away from it. It's like I'm just coming up with stuff that comes up in my head.
That's fair. That's fair. And similar to me, it seems like you guys are just like poets at heart.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it starts with that, and then from there. So do you write first, or do you find a beat first?
I usually write first, especially if it's like something that happened. I'm a writer first. Like, I grew up writing poems. I grew up writing little stories. Like, I'm just a writer. I love writing.
I got that because I forgot what song. And I think If I Wanna, I like that joint.
Yeah.
And you were talking about, like, I could roll a wood if I want to, but I could write a book if I want to. Like, you know?
Facts.
So you can see that, like, for yourself. It doesn't matter if it's contained within, like, you know, music. It could be bigger than that. Whatever it is, that's just kind of where your heart lies.
Yeah.
So
that's good.
You don't see the Yanna G authored book. What does that book look like? I want to know, like, let us in on what that book would look like.
The tea behind all them damn songs.
The stories.
Yeah, that's what it would look like.
So it'd be like a biography.
Yeah, kinda in like a fictional way though.
Okay, yeah.
Like
the dramatization. You know
yes,
what I
like
mean? You know?
just my whole life. It's really a book. It's really a movie behind them songs. So
that's real.
Let us in behind the curtain. Like, what's one of the crazy stories behind the music?
One of the what you
people
think?
People are listening. Well, you were telling us that there were times where you had to tweak out.
Yeah. You know, like when you feel like you took too many shorts.
You
know?
Sometimes you gotta teach people how you want to be treated type shit.
Yeah.
You You know, you gotta remind them.
Yeah. Well, that's one thing that's scary about like music. I always think about this because I talk about like my personal experience in my music a lot too. I be like, I wonder if the people hearing this, they be like, I know that's about me. I'm not gonna say nothing.
That's probably the funnest part when the person you made the song for, like I know they listening and they know. Like
I mean, one day though, like I'm like, I mean, it happened. Like I'm not capping. Like you feel me? It's something that I'm just saying what I seen. I'm just saying what I experienced. You feel me?
You know, you got your audience in mind when you're writing. You know what I mean?
Sure.
It's you know who's supposed to be listening.
It's crazy. I really don't,
sure.
bro. I really
Really?
writing, bro. I'll be like, I'm just trying to get it out there. You feel me? It'd be like, but then after I'm like recording it, and after I'm like, word, I'm ready to drop it. I'm like,
This could apply.
That's how I felt about My Desires.
Yeah. That's a great song.
I
That's
was
my
like,
favorite song
oh
on
my
the project.
God, like I kind of like, I think I did too much. Did I swear too much? Because I was mad at the time. I was really mad. So
it created something that was fire. You feel me? At the end of the day, so like,
Thank you.
it might have been worth it. You know what I'm saying? That's definitely my favorite song on the project, though. You feel me?
Appreciate you.
And that beat is crazy too. No bullshit.
Shout out Chase.
No, it is.
You know what I mean?
Shout out
And I want to
Chase
talk
and
about that
Cash.
too, but what I
Piano
wanted to
goes
ask you
nice.
before that, right? What's the mentality or like where you at with like the different EPs that you dropped, for example, like Aura, which was, what year was that? That was what year was that?
2021.
2021? Look, a couple years back.
Dang.
For Aura?
Or 2022, bruh. I don't remember.
Right?
That was last year.
Dang,
2023.
time be moving.
No, dude, no bullshit, right?
No
No
cap.
bullshit. But what I was trying to get at is like when you look at that project and you look at the second EP you drop and then like even, you know, your album now, it's like what is the shifts that are going on in your life, you know,
Okay,
your head, your
so
mentality?
for Aura is when like I was like kind of in my relationship but like getting out of it kind of
Yeah.
or trying to like find my individual self because I was in a relationship since I was 16 to 20. So it was like,
It was like
I grew,
transformative
yeah,
years.
I was
That
growing
person
up
Grew
with that person.
Yeah.
So it was kind of like finding my own sense of self almost. So that was Aura. And then it went to releasing all the things to transform into this new person for No More Flowers.
Right.
I mean, Rain Only Feeds Flowers, excuse me. That project, that was kind of like me releasing all that old energy that needed to go into On Everything I Love, which was like, we here, we made it to the destination. And I got me and nobody's telling me nothing, truthfully.
Yeah. I mean, how old are you now?
I'm 20.
You feel like you got to the destination at 20? You
Absolutely
got a long
not.
way to, yeah.
Absolutely
there's
not.
gonna go- there's
We
gonna be a lot
got to the
growing.
destination that I was desperate to get to
Okay.
when I was in that dark spot.
That's true.
You feel like you found sense of self at this point in time.
Yes. Still finding sense of self, of course, but I got the blueprint, I'd say.
What does that blueprint look
That's
like? What's
real.
the future of Yanna G hold if it was up to you type shit?
Creator, everything creative.
Yeah.
Just create, honestly.
So
What
outside
Kanye
of music,
said.
what would that be?
Fashion. I love fashion. I love dance.
Word.
I
Sing
think
your dance choreographer.
I want to like choreograph shows like what Tiana Taylor does. That's what I
Oh,
want
that's
to do.
fire.
Like if you guys ever need me to choreograph your show, you know who to call.
Yanna G, no.
You know who to call.
The cool
Yeah.
thing with like Tiana too is like she's gotten more into like a creative director role. I feel like just
Yeah.
period. Like she just does it all.
Yeah.
Like, she's
No,
just
she's
all
multifaceted.
around.
She's an
like,
actor,
she does
bro.
everything.
Musician. She
Yeah,
got
she's
her
a force,
nail
yo.
shop.
She's
like,
she's like that.
Mm-hmm.
She really is like
dance,
that.
damn.
Yeah. Nah, that's fire. I think like one thing that's cool about like I think music is that a lot of the elements that you can gather and that you kind of like work on and like growing in music are really transferable. You feel
Right.
me to like other industries and other like facets of like art and just creativity in general. Like I know I was talking to Tom about this not too long ago, but like I feel like you learn a lot of lessons through music that then like apply pretty much everywhere else. You feel me? On a business sense, on like a creative sense, and like how to like, you know, overcome like hurdles and obstacles and stuff like that. So I think it's just cool to hear, you feel me? I think like a lot of artists have like that similar experience. I'm interested to hear from you too, is like as like someone who's been doing music for like a while now, it's like, what do you feel like has been an obstacle, like your greatest obstacle that you've had to overcome in music? You know what I mean? And like, how did you do it? You know what I mean?
My greatest obstacle in music was allowing myself to have help, honestly.
Mm.
When I was doing it like all alone at first, it was hard, but I'm like, nah, like I don't really trust nobody. It's coming from like genuine trust issues.
Right.
So it's just like allowing myself to actually call out for help and actually be vulnerable and actually build relationships and trust in people. That was the hardest obstacle, but I got through it. So now we're here, and it was worth it.
I mean,
1,000,000%.
I feel like even if we use the project as a reference, like you clearly have some type of special relationship with Chase. You feel me? He produced the whole project. It's like, how did that even come about?
Honestly, first impression, he was like, "Get her out the booth." Nah,
Get her out the booth.
It wasn't that crazy, but I was taking mad.
That'll be the best story.
I was taking mad long in the booth.
At least he
It was
wasn't
like,
bullshitting, right?
It was like last
was it?
year,
Yeah.
2 years ago. Like last year.
Last year.
I was taking, because that was my first time like being in the studio with people. I have a studio
always
in my
mad awkward.
house.
Usually you would like record at home.
So
okay.
I'm like, like
you
I
know
don't even
about
want to
that.
be here.
Huh?
You know
no, I was
about
gonna
that.
say, bro, music
Okay, you know about that.
is a very dependent role. Like,
And it's personal to me.
Yeah.
So like being in the studio with people is not really my thing. One, unless like I really got that relationship with you. So it's like I'm in the studio with mad people I just met. Like,
Right.
and I gotta sit here and do it. I'm 19, 18 years old. I'm like, this is dumb. So yeah, that was the first time I met him. And then I just started like sneaking me beats. And then I'm like recording over them, and then he just started sending it to Chase, and he liked him. You know, he was rocking with him.
And luckily enough, you got a team around you, because I was alluding to that just being the most important factor. Because again, like it starts very personal process where you're writing your music and you're translating your feelings and your experiences, but then you got to take that to the producer for the beats, the videographer for the videos and stuff like that. Like there's so many moving parts around you.
Yeah.
Like it's critical. If you don't have that, how can you really take it the farthest, without that? So
True.
it's great to see that you guys got a good thing going on.
Yeah.
And especially you got veterans like Av and stuff who
Facts.
are really going out of their way to support and push y'all. I like when people pass the baton and extend it to the next generation.
Yeah, no cap. Because people be kind of selfish, no cap. I feel like sometimes, especially when you're making music for a while, it's real easy to just be like, you look at like the next generation of artists or like, anyone that's like coming up and just being like, it's easy to look down on them, you feel me? Because they're just getting started. They're trying to find their footing. But I think that something that's unique, at least that I'm experiencing right now in Boston, is that people are like, I feel like they understand now more than ever that if not them, then like the next person, it's like next man up mentality. So people are way more willing to share like their knowledge, share their experiences, you know what I mean? Really like, and connect their connections, of course. And like, that's probably the most important piece. But that's just like, I feel like that's critical right now to being an artist, you feel me? Because the methods are just different. Right. You know what I mean? Like the industry's the same, but the methods are just different because like the way that it was when like a lot of folks, like even from like 2015 to now, everything is like the landscape has just shifted. You know what I mean? And the way that we create music, the way that we distribute it, the way that we even talk about it. You know what I'm saying? So it's really like, that's like, I'm happy that you're one artist that has that, and that like there's also a lot of artists that like are getting that as well. You feel me? But how's that been? Like just working with like Ike and working with Av, you feel me? And like kind of just having this team, like
it's been so
like
dope
family.
Because we're all so similar in a way. Like we're all so stubborn, but at the same time so selfless. Like it's really crazy how we're all the same way. Like even when we put up to New York, we were all matching, unplanned. But I don't know. It's just we all got the same purpose. I feel like, or the same goals. Internally. Not much. We might have different goals for like career wise, but internally we got the same goal. Like we here to heal. We here to use our words to speak something in every aspect. So
that's what I can appreciate. People who are actually making an effort to say something. Because even to speak on, like I wanted to open it up in the sense of like, we talk about obviously passing the baton, like giving people a chance to fulfill their full potential. But then there's situations where there's people out here taking space in the music game. Did y'all see Tyler's comments on Mav Carter's show? If y'all didn't know,
how many shows Mav Carter got?
I'm
just throwing out. And he said, I'm like, which one? Like, he got a lot of shows.
It sounds like it's a one-on-one.
He's creating his market.
He's moving, bro.
And every publication is like, hell yeah, let's put that out. Man, a 15-year-old, a 12-year-old, a 20-year-old gonna see that and be like, man, shit, I don't really care about this shit too. This is a quick bag. Now you taking up space for niggas like me.
That
you
really
taking up
wanna be
space for
musicians.
people who really care about this art form. And like, I don't like that.
But do you get satisfaction?
And these niggas can't perform.
Nobody can.
All these niggas dress alike.
To me, I'm like, you're ignoring the fact like the world is so much more connected now, though. You feel me? Like back then, you know, obviously there's
It was regional,
differences,
yeah.
You feel me? People are gonna know what they know based off of where they're at. My nigga, we get on Instagram right now, Twitter, TikTok. Everyone is looped in with each other.
Yeah,
we could go on our phone right now, see what's going down in Atlanta.
Yeah.
We
A
go
lot
on our
more
phone right now, see what's
homogenous.
going on in LA. So it's not crazy to me that there's like a blending that's happening with the
Yeah.
culture. That's not crazy to me, right?
Mhm.
I think him.
What's he saying at the start? Is he saying that people
At
are
the
saying they
start.
don't care about music?
Yeah,
They're just
right.
doing it
I
to make
think
money?
he's saying that the people who are like rapping about anything, kind of like sell your soul type of vibes, like
Okay.
just rapping about things that hold no weight. He's saying that it's becoming a lot of those people and it's taking up room for people who actually have
Okay.
depth in their words.
Let's keep it
You know?
real. There's niggas who are using music as a cash grab.
For sure.
They don't actually, like, music don't move them
Yeah.
to the extent that they want to create a legacy for themselves. Like, they just know, like, that's a path that I could see. It's like a high risk, high reward gamble on themselves. And I think he's talking about with, like, he opened it up with the 10-year-old, the 12-year-old. You give them that impression, that next
They're gonna have the same
generation, this is how
mentality.
you treat music.
Yeah.
Why are they going to take music any seriously? They see niggas
Okay.
popping, niggas making bread off of, like you said, the opposite
is
of
true.
putting your emotions and your
But
heart
like-
into the music, and you're just looking at it as a come up, and
I
it's
think-
devalued the music.
It can be unfortunate, but I also think it might be important to have that so you can see a difference. You know, it can be a difference in depth and a difference in surface level. And I think having those two perspectives in life are good to see.
It is,
Because
yeah.
what comes with dark comes with light, you know?
But you have to have balance. Because I agree. Like, you don't have to have depth in every single song you do. There's certain songs that's for a certain environment. You don't want to be thinking too hard. You just want to bump. You just want to vibe or whatever the case is. But I it's the balance part. That's not right now.
Right.
And I think that's what he's saying. Hey,
Fact.
does he come off as a hater to y'all?
But
Like the
honestly,
stubborn old man
It's
that's
the
like,
people who's it's
old
the
man
people
is funny.
who's being like it's really
already
what you
started
see
that.
or what world you live in, honestly. Because it can be people who don't even ever hear like the drill rap or all
Yeah,
that other
facts.
stuff. Like, you know, it really depends on
The
what you
environment,
surround
yeah.
yourself with, honestly.
Yeah.
What I will say to his point, and I don't think he's hating,
No, I
but
don't
the
either.
aspect of like, oh, it's taking up space, I don't agree with. You feel me? I don't think there's a competition between someone who makes music that's a little more surface level versus someone who's way more skilled as an artist and talented. I don't think it takes up any space. There's space in the market for everybody.
that's not true.
I think the
Yes, it
question
is,
is he
bro.
talking about
Yes,
skill?
it is.
Like
Because
the skill
regardless
divide
if it's
or
like
care?
music moves, but music is a business on at the end of the day.
And everybody,
people
That's also
and
facts.
people
No cap.
are you're either gonna come with it as like, okay, I'm trying to make money from this, or come with this like, this is my passion, this is what I love to do, this is what moves me. And I feel like those two different images of music is important to have so you can see the difference and see which one that you feel like aligns to you.
And you also
feel
got to
like-
think about it too, in the sense of anyone that's getting into the music industry like has to have like that desire as well. You feel me, to like make money, because like otherwise you can make music and still
not gonna
do
be
it in
sustainable,
different
yeah.
ways too. You feel me? Because you could become like a teacher. You know what I mean? Like you could be doing other like there's many different like spaces that you can occupy where like your passion for your craft can come through. But if you want to be like rapper, bro, you trying to see your name on Billboard charts and all that stuff, it's like you know you want that bread. You feel me? Or at least you
No,
want
for
the
sure. But I
fame
don't
and the
think that's the
accolade.
point that I was trying to make. It's more so the point of him saying that like, oh,
Taking
people
up
who
space.
really care about the music, you're taking up the space for someone like
Yeah.
me.
well,
But I
There
think
was
that's
a
what I'm.
space. He did it.
I
It's like
agree.
you made your own space. You feel me? It's like I
Right.
don't believe
Uh-huh.
that there
That's what I
is a
think.
lack of space
Yeah.
for everyone to be in.
and
Because
it
he
goes,
didn't start off on some time.
it goes both ways, but we spoken on it. Like, bro, everybody's fighting for market share. Like, you're fighting with everybody's limited source of time. And it's not just music that you're competing with. You're competing with the YouTubes, the Instagram, Twitter, and everything like that. So it makes it harder for you to demand people's attention or like sit with music longer
I hear that.
when it's just microwave, like shit is
I hear that. But
coming out
exactly.
rapidly.
The fact that you just
Music's
said that right
crazy
there.
though.
But I do have a caveat, but I want to hear what you're
The fact
saying.
that you just said that right there, you're not thinking long term. I feel like when you're saying a statement like that, because a nigga who's popping right now might be popping in
Right.
2024 is not popping in 2025.
Exactly.
Right.
Versus
Sure.
a skilled artist who
Coming in now.
build up a fan base over years,
Exactly.
they're going to ride with you your whole career.
And music is crazy
Your
in
career,
that
bro.
way, because like there's music for everybody. You see what I'm saying? Like if you like something like that, is like say it's like you still listening to the same music from like 2011 or like 2012, 2013.
I might be entering that age where
The
it's like
music that
whatever
you was
I
fucking
got,
with.
like
You know what I'm
whatever I
saying?
grew up on.
'Cause I
That's
see
it. I'm
myself
gonna be
doing
my
the same
uncle
thing.
in the '90s, bro. He got his CDs and
Feel
everything.
me?
He might add 1 or 2, 3 songs a year. Like, okay, I'll add this to.
But I'm in the same boat. It's like,
fact.
hey, the music that I got is some of the music that I listen to. It's very rare that like I'll hear something that like I'll pick up and like, oh, it's in my daily rotation or like it's something that I'm gonna keep coming back to. But that doesn't mean that it's not out there though. That just means that it hasn't gotten to me. So I hear what you're saying about the market share piece, but I also think that music is crazy like that because there is something for everybody, and there are people that are making something for it, like everybody.
And you know what I said originally, I think there's weight to it, and that's a real perspective. But I also think that we got to put more expectations on people to go find the music. Like you don't have to just absorb the things that they're putting in front of you. Like there's a whole bunch of music. Just go like try to explore. I feel like people, you're just waiting on something to come to you. Then you got to take whatever they're bringing to you. Like you're not making that extended effort.
Unfortunately, what social media has done, all the like quick doses of everything, it's like the attention span is not long enough to go sit and find an artist that you like. But on the other hand, there's artists like a Black Odyssey that not too many people know of, and if you know him, you probably love him down.
Facts.
You feel me? So it's just like, instead of trying to say like, there's no space for me, there's only no space for you if you're trying to fit in a space. If you're in your own space, then that's your own space.
That's
you know?
Exactly.
And I think I was talking to Cleo about this yesterday because Johnny had asked him, he was like, who do you make music for? And I think that like his response was people that like good music, you know what I mean? And I think like part of the question was like, that's like a great way to go about it if you're looking to like
great music.
Right.
Who's
But it's
the
like
determiner of that?
That's what I'm saying. But that's a great way to go about it if you're trying to narrow your focus, right? You're trying to start broad, but then get narrow. That's like the opposite of what you're supposed to do, though. Like if you're looking at it in like the way that artists usually build like their core, because we had that conversation on Thursday too. It's like you start off making music for like people that you can see, people that you identify with. You feel me? Or like people that like have something like a shared experience, something like that. And then over time, as you mature and your music matures and your audience matures, it branches out. You feel me? Like most of the artists that we know making music today, it's like they made music for like a niche audience and it just broadened over time. Like, you know what I mean? People always say like Jay is the greatest, right? But like Jay was making music for niggas on the street just like him. Like niggas that was involved in that lifestyle and it expanded because that lifestyle expanded into different things and he matured, he expanded into different things. Same way that the people that were listening at the time expanded in different things. You know what I mean? The game blew up as like over time. So did he. So did the business. So I'm saying like that's how it has to be, I feel like.
I think about stuff like that all the time. That's like, it's so interesting. Like at that time, they didn't know where this shit was going.
Exactly.
But they invested so heavily into it. You know, you look at someone like Cameron or like Jim Jones, like niggas was like, bro, it's like,
hey, Cameron, bro.
why were they going so hard for this shit? But it paid off. You feel me? They didn't
bro,
know
how
rap was going to be what it was, bro.
What other options were there, to be honest?
No, for sure.
Cameron about me to lead though.
But
he could have.
He could have been.
So it's like,
could be doing a lot of other things we don't need to speak on. But like, you know, but I think to Tyler's point, when we look at like right now, it's like we've seen how lucrative this could be financially, that there is a lot of people who are just like, yeah, I'm just gonna make some money off this shit. You feel me? So I do agree on that point. But you know,
but that's like every career you go in. There's teachers in the schools that are just there for the checks. So it's really in every place you go in, this is pros and cons. But if that's what you love, then people are gonna resonate to you. Like I feel like as people, we forget how similar we actually are. Sharing our own experience just might be somebody else's own experience because we are really similar. And I don't know, I think that's what people should be. They should be honest in their music. You'll reach more. You know?
And people were saying that, or people, I don't know if he explicitly said his name, but people thought he was basically speaking to artists like Ian. I don't know if you're familiar with Ian. Like you said, you just listen to the team, right?
Yeah, she don't listen to rap. So
she not focused on the bullshit. But he's a white rapper, but if...
Wait, I don't know about that.
He have to do it like that. He have to do Ian like that.
Well, I'm not talking about Ian. I'm talking about just like everyone who's not, these two people. It's not bullshit, but...
Okay, let me clarify. But
I just like R&B for real. That's
I love R&B as well. I'd love to know like some of the people you listen to. Other than, you name some. But so what they brought up Ian, because then Ian's manager ended up making a story about it, like... let me.
To give you context, Ian is this white kid. I don't know how old he is, but he's young. It's like
apparently
this white kid
like
who
a piano prodigy that has decided to rap.
Interesting, and he's rapping over a lot of like Atlanta style like production. You feel me? Stuff that reminds people of like Jeezy or like Gucci Mane or like like OJ the Juice Man. All these different people from like that era, and he's popping right now. Like he's popping. Like people are gravitating to music. I don't even know if he's from Atlanta, bro.
He might not be from
I
there.
really don't know where he's
So
from.
it's like,
You feel me? But
I don't know.
you got a bunch of rappers who are co-signing him and making music with him and, you know, like pushing his sound. And, you know, Tyler
'Cause if
Creator
you
brings it up
never-
that it's like, yo, like, why do we have this white kid who's kind of like mimicking like black
Mimicking,
culture?
yeah.
You feel
No, I'm
me?
not gonna play the Ian, but it's funny. Like when you see the angle
Nah,
he's
that's a
coming at,
wild
because if
cover.
you only listen to the music,
It
you wouldn't be
Wild
able to
cover, bro.
decipher who it is.
No, you would know, like,
bro, it's
It
wild.
sounds
the beats
all-
are hard, but it's like, you would know, it's a white boy. Like, what are you talking about?
When you don't hear
3
enough,
songs, you ain't hear nigga once?
I was about to say, you don't hear enough
Like,
niggas in there. Like, yeah, I feel
Like,
you.
what?
I feel you.
No,
It's like when I said I said a conversation of
why? You
a
didn't
text
agree,
message
like-
thread I had with my coworker, and I didn't put a name on it. I cut
You
out
knew
the
exactly
name.
who the fuck
I
it
put
was.
it into our group chat. Like he had an opinion on the pod, and it's like.
We know
That's your
that.
white
You know he
coworker,
said
right?
that. No
Like just
cap.
because you could tell how they talking. But this
Yeah.
is the cover. Like he plays into the I'm a frat boy
Yeah,
at the same
that's
time. He's
wild,
not
bro.
trying to front either in his physical appearance or anything like
I
that.
feel like
So it's kind of like
That's crazy, bro.
this is
That's
someone
wild.
who's aware of their difference, and you know
well, what's his style of music? Like
it's like it's old
Trap?
trap.
Yeah.
he's not in the
Trap
trap,
music.
so it's
all
like
trap music.
Yeah, like Gucci, like his manager tried to say he doesn't sound like these guys. He's just only influenced by the Gucci's, the Futures.
I mean, influence is cool, but I think that to Tyler's point, it's like he's not really like. I would say that
you're
in-
portraying a lifestyle you don't live.
exactly. Like if I'm like
Like-
someone from the outside looking in, like I'm hearing that, and then that might be like glorifying it in a different way because he's never lived it.
Exactly.
You feel me? Because like at the very least, for other people, like one of the caveats always is like they're just talking about their experiences.
Yeah.
And, like they're talking about the things that they've gone through, the things that they're around. You feel me? But if you're not in it and you're still talking about it, you're still acting as you're like portraying this character that is like in it. You feel me? It's like not only is that backwards, but I think that at the same time it's also like disrespectful. And I think that was his point.
Even like what's his name? I heard that little kid, Lil Mabu or something like that.
I know
I
you're
feel
talking
like
about.
it's the image that people have on black people
Exactly.
and black music, and I feel like they're looking up to that, but it's like there's so much more to look up to.
Right.
It's so vague of what you're seeing, you know? So I feel like especially him being a kid and being influenced by something that's so small, just a small portion of the culture, what I feel like isn't even really our culture for real.
Yeah.
It's just something that we're forced into
Yeah.
and how some families have to survive and not live. And I feel like unfortunately that's glorified.
Yeah.
And I think that that's being looked up upon,
I
which
like
is
that you
sad.
said- yeah,
That's actually
that
a good
isn't
point.
our
'Cause,
culture. Like we don't have to
It isn't.
brass onto it and.
It isn't.
Cause peep this. Why when
Why, like, why
imagine
the
Ian,
struggle
but you
gotta
making
be
music, you
the-
trying to be
the-
like,
Like
Kendrick
the
Lamar.
cultural
when I think
identity,
of
like-
black, when I think of black, and I'm
Like,
talking black American because that's what
Black
most of
style.
it is really is black American culture.
Yeah.
I think of cookouts. I think of family.
Facts,
I think of
exactly.
unity. That's what it is.
Like,
You know,
I
I'm a
feel
black
like-
American girl, so being raised like that, it's
Yeah.
like that's the culture. The culture isn't in these streets shooting each other. Yeah, unfortunately, you see it happening because that's what we're forced into.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like that's not the culture.
Yeah, like you never hear any of these, like especially the white rappers that are like that are in this, like say it's like an Ian, never coming up, and they're not like taking like a Jay-Z, you feel me? They're not taking like a Kendrick.
Yeah.
They're not like trying to
Yeah,
expand on that. They be
exactly.
like, nah,
The lowest
whatever.
common
They're like whatever
denominator.
I heard that I feel like was like the most negative thing.
most
that's what I'm gonna.
degrading,
You know what I
yeah.
mean?
And,
like-
and we even spoke on that on Thursday.
That's
Like,
crazy,
I
no
think one of the
cap, that's
artists you
facts.
brought up as an example was like Herbo back in the day. G
Yeah.
Herbo. Like there was a reason why he was different from the field because
Yeah.
there was okay. If you go through an experience, you're gonna talk about the struggles and the adversity you
But
go
he ain't
through.
stopped there.
But it's the way that your perspective on it is.
Exactly.
Is this just what you want for yourself? Is this what you're
Right.
glorifying, or is what you're glorifying the come up story of like coming from nothing to
Yeah.
something? That's the dopest part. That's what should be
Exactly.
glorified.
That's the
That's
point,
what makes
right.
a Jay-Z, a Kendrick
Yeah.
when they talk about
Exactly.
their environment and how they
A
outgrew.
Cole.
That's the point.
Like I just said
Mhm.
off mic,
But they don't
to
get
Nate,
that.
you know,
They're
there
not from
is. I think the biggest issue too is like he's white. You feel me? That's the biggest issue because there's a bunch of niggas right now who are capping a lot of shit that they're saying.
Yeah,
For sure.
I
It
remember
doesn't
you
they
know,
help
wrong.
when-
They wrong too.
even because when you said
Yeah.
something about like people making up or fabricating things, I immediately thought of like Lil Tecca when he went viral
Yeah.
for being like, "Yo,
He said, I don't do none of that.
I don't got no guns. I don't live like that. I don't do none of that shit." You feel me? It's just like, so why are you talking like that? But he was young,
And he's just having
impressionable.
fun.
But I think when you look at someone, for example, like Mac Miller, that's someone who was white that got into hip hop culture, but did it from a perspective where it's like I
It felt
appreciate what's
authentic.
here and I want to add to it.
Mhm.
You feel me? I don't want to just mimic
It's
something.
appreciation
I just wanna bring
versus
something to it.
appropriation.
Yeah, exactly.
And also
Exactly.
just like even beyond appreciation too, like recognizing it's like a level of respect too. You know what I mean? Knowing that like if I'm not involved in something or if this is not like where I'm like my background, then if I'm gonna be involved in it, then I have to make sure that I'm like respecting like how it got here, respecting the people that are here, respecting like the culture that I'm navigating through and around. You feel me? But I feel like even outside of that, I think a lot of people just don't respect us, bro. And
I
feel
think
like
that
that's what it
people
is.
view hip hop as the experience rather
Right.
than
An
the
outlet.
wordplay,
Right.
rather than the bars. They view it as this person is a rapper and his experiences was shooting people.
Right.
That's hip hop.
You feel
No,
me?
it's the bars. It's the wordplay. It's not hip hop.
We're getting away from that.
Yeah,
It's the poetry. It's the actual
exactly.
music. You
It's
feel
the
me?
music.
Like the same thing we talk about, like R&B is derivative of blues music, you feel me? And like a lot of the soul like era music that was coming through, and it's like that's just like a new. It's basically just like a new perspective on it. You feel me? Like new sounds, like adapting some of the old sounds. Same thing with hip hop. You feel me? It's same thing with jazz. It's like just transition. You know what I'm saying? Because people used to be rapping, right? When they would like transition from like rapping, scatting, rapping, you know what I mean? Stuff like that. And then transition, you feel me?
Scatting.
Like people don't know that. So I feel like they're looking at it as just like, they're like, oh, it's something to do. But it's like, really, this is like there's a history behind this, you feel me? Like this is like an actual piece of our culture. But like I said, if that respect's not there, then it's like, you know, what can you expect? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you're seeing a lot of that. I seen like something earlier. I mean, earlier in the week where it was like Post Malone developed a drinking problem because of the cultural appropriator comments, like just from how he got started. Was he trying to fool anybody though? With White Iverson? It's like right in the name. It's White Iverson.
White
I didn't think I thought about it when I
Oh.
listened to the song because the song was just
Iverson.
cool. But then when you think
Yeah.
about it,
I
like
don't know, man.
I should have seen it from the jump type of thing.
I
But
saw a picture and I was like, that's some real shit. They're saying like Kid Rock did the same exact shit.
Yeah.
You know, he used to be running
And
around
then- and
mad
then-
black people,
yeah.
and now he's performing at MAGA events. It's like, oh shit.
like once you get up, then you find like them
go back
switching
home.
completely. Yeah,
Yeah,
they go back to
home.
the
Yeah.
to the
They
target
be doing
market.
that. Not gonna lie though.
How do we start? Okay,
Post Malone do got the song with Chris Stapleton off his album. Not gonna lie, that song's tough. I'm not
you
gonna
do make
lie.
some
I don't
jokes.
know that song.
You do make some jokes.
I just
I
mess
don't
with
know.
Chris.
I
I'm
don't
not
know
gonna lie. I feel like anything he's on, I'm gonna
I
listen
don't even
because
know
that's
who that
like
is.
How do y'all?
Chris Stapleton.
I don't know that.
You know Chris Stapleton?
I
That's
just
my
said I
guy.
don't know
you.
That's my
Yeah, I
favorite.
said 2 times.
Bro,
I
that's
don't
my
know
favorite
that.
country artist, bro. He's tough. I'm not gonna hold you.
You got it.
He's
I
tough.
don't know.
Like, bro, he made. Yeah, nah, he's tough. You gotta listen to Chris
I
Stapleton.
want to get into some deeper shit, right?
Tennessee whiskey.
I want to see where y'all are sitting with this, and it's
Look, I know.
yeah, he's fucking.
He's not. He's not.
Ike's co-signed it too.
He
Yeah.
got some tunes, right? He be writing for Beyonce. Right? He's nice, right? You gotta like it, right?
What's the rules
I'll
on
look
like the
into it.
separation of cultures and communities? Again, like we're all blending, but then it seems like there's certain, and we like that. We don't want to be closed-minded. We want to be expanded to new ideas and stuff like that. We get influenced, and that's cool to be influenced and use it to take things farther. But then there's times where we find people speaking too comfortably on things that they might not should have an opinion on. That's not.
Yeah.
So
It's a scary world.
I'll
bro.
give you an example, right?
I was like, I don't know what to tell you.
It's
It's a scary
dangerous.
world, bro.
I don't know if y'all know Michael Rubin. He was like a part owner of
Fanatics.
huh? No, he
I don't
was a
know.
part owner of the 76ers, but he does run Fanatics too.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
And he was like he's the rich billionaire that all the rappers
Rich as
are
shit.
around.
Yeah.
Like he hosts the white parties.
Okay.
Lil Baby, Meek Mill. He was a part of like the
trying to
group
go?
that freed Meek Mill, Fanatics.
You
Would I
trying to go to the white party?
Oh, the what?
The white party? You trying to go?
What's the requirements to get in? Like, do I gotta sell
be
my
popping.
soul? Like,
Probably.
No, I'm cool.
But,
But
hey, bro, I'm good with God, bro. I'll be
I mean, I got friends I need, like,
I might be all right, man.
yeah, no, I'm cool. Just like Yanna said, we got the team. Like that's all we need. Like you know.
I ain't going to that. Yeah,
No, not at all.
I'm not going to that. Bro.
But he was on the
about
Breakfast
that.
Club because he was on a little press run, like advertising his Fanatics event on New York. But he got in trouble basically because he spoke on black culture. I want y'all takes on this.
When I see the narrative of a really good friend of mine like Meek and people trying to, again, if he was gay, which there's not one gay bone in his body, who cares? Number one, let's say if people want to be gay, it is 2024. Who the fuck cares? Okay. Number two, there's not a gay bone in his body. So like, why do people want to lie about that? Why do people want to change a narrative, a bet he made with me to try to hurt him? Like that is the one thing I've learned about, and look, I'm just being blunt because it's me. It's the one thing I've learned about black culture that I don't like is that black hate on hate.
Speak on that more. I heard you say that earlier, and I wanted you to expound on that. You said you don't like to see black people tearing down other black people.
Yeah, it's horrible. You know, there's a little bit, and you tell me, you guys correct me if you think I'm wrong. I think there's a little bit of a black culture of like, it's black hate on hate. It's like that black judge that Meek had that hated on him and wanted to go extra hard on him. Okay, it's like it's what people always say to me. It's like black hate on hate. So I think it's terrible. I think it's something that I think it's culturally wrong. And I'll probably get killed for saying this because,
I'm glad you're saying it openly. If this is the conversations that are being had.
I have it all the time.
I want to hear this.
Yeah, so I think it's wrong. I think, like, why do you not want to build everyone up around you? Why do you not want everyone around you to do great?
That's crazy.
I hate hearing that phrase, like black on black crime, black on black hate. Black. It's just hate. It's just crime. You feel me? People, these groups of people live in close proximity with each other. So naturally, they might be things that pop up that they just happen to be from the same cultural background. Mm-hmm. They're not doing it because you're black. I'm gonna kill you because you're black. That shit makes no sense to me. Right? Boom. So that's that point.
No cut.
Him speaking on this, he could have just addressed it from, I don't like people talking about Lil Baby a certain type of way. Could have left it at that. Mm-hmm. That's your friend.
Instead of
you
making
don't like the way that they're speaking, leave it at that.
Lil Baby or
my nigga, Lil Baby's only relevant to black people because we're the ones who put him into the pedestal that he's in. You feel me? To make him this big artist that he is. No white person's walking around thinking about, oh, what are people saying about Lil Baby today? You feel me? Why are you surprised that like there's niggas out there making commentary on Lil Baby? You feel me? I don't think that's a reflection of black culture. So now him even speaking on this is like, bro, like you're giving your 2 cents on a culture you're not even a part of. You feel me? I'm not gonna look at what's going on in China and be like, oh, them niggas over there, you know what I'm saying? That's some Asian shit. Nigga, that's not my business.
Okay.
I don't know about that shit. Why did I speak on that?
That was my main question is like, when I see stuff like that, I don't agree with his sentiment. You know what I mean? But I try to look at the intention of things. In terms of like, I get the overall message of like people hating on people type of thing, but I also understand the speaking on other people's community. But I have to ask myself, what's the consequence of that? Because that got to apply to us at the same time. Like, are we saying people aren't allowed to speak on other people's communities?
I'm not going to speak on something I don't know about, period.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, if you don't know, like, look at this. Look at my label. Like, that's black love. Like, this is real love.
Right.
So it's like when you see hate, it doesn't mean that that's black hate. It's just hate. But you were saying like there's mad love. Like I barely know people in real life who hate each other and who want to kill each other. Like
exactly.
Like in real life, like that, I don't see that.
Point.
So it's just like when you don't know the culture for real and you just see that small portion that's portrayed of us, that's been portrayed of us when we were called the freaking monsters and stuff on TV back in the day. It's like, I don't know. You can't really speak on it.
No, there's so much validity to that because it just goes back to the point of what we were making of when you complain about the music, but it's like, what are you looking for? You feel me? If you're looking for the hate, you're going to find it. There's no doubt about that.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? But again, when you're just around the common person, you probably find like people are more similar to you in the good intentions and just like everybody just living their own life.
That's like when people say that Africa's broke.
Facts.
Like, but we getting oil from there.
I was about to say, is Africa broke or people just violating them for their resources?
Exploitative.
Exactly.
I think it's crazy.
The whole continent being broke just sounds
exactly.
That's insane.
I mean, that sounds crazy.
We got most of our stuff from there. Let's be for real.
I wouldn't even call that broke, bro. I don't know what to call it.
Antarctica might be broke. No cap.
That's just what it is. You feel?
Niggas got ice, bro. I don't even know.
And I hate this attachment of like people outside of like our culture being like, oh, black culture is just, it's the rappers, it's the entertainers and stuff like that.
Trying to place everything into a monolith.
Like, bro, I promise you, there's so much more shit that we're thinking about. No one's worried about Lil Baby. No one's sitting and wasting time on like, oh yeah, like Lil Baby's gay. I care about that. Let me think about this. Like,
I didn't even know that was a thing.
Nobody cares about that shit.
That's like the part of the internet. Like you don't have to see it. If you like you said, you don't even be on. You said I don't even be on the phone like that. Like if you don't let that be your reality, you're not even focused on it. Facts. You're too busy trying to spread love to even worry about some shit like that.
Yeah, nah, it's a fact, bro. I think like one thing, the reason why I said it's a scary world is because I'm just like, bro, like you can say stuff about stuff that you don't have any information about, or maybe you have like a small piece and you can blow that up and make that your entire, like you can conflate that with the entire experience, right? But if you're someone like, what's his name, Michael Rubin?
Michael Rubin.
Why is he speaking on this specifically? Because
He got a couple black
Because he
friends,
hangs around
man.
a couple rappers and now he thinks
That's
he knows
crazy,
everything, bro.
man.
That's really what it is.
That's bad, bro.
That's
Like,
really
that's
what it
actually
is, bro.
insane because for someone like him, bro, you got billions of dollars, bro. You're running companies, and you're over here on the Breakfast Club.
Cause he's trying to be cool with the blacks.
You feel me?
That's
But,
just
but
what it
why?
is,
But
bro.
why? But why?
We handed out too many
know,
invites to the cookout.
Cause we're a trend. We're looked at as a freaking trend. Why you think all these girls want to get their booty big?
You feel me?
And get their
It's
titties
like-
big because they look at it as a trend. Like black
Yeah.
is not a trend. It's a lifestyle. It's how you brought up. Like
Feel
what?
me? And I feel like anytime someone like him speaks on anything, like that's when like my ears just turn off. I just be like, I ain't even, bro. I'm not even entertaining that. You don't even get the light of day from me. You feel me? Like the time of day, because like honestly, even if he's someone that is like entrenched in the culture, he's also like a billionaire. You feel me? So like the people that are at his level that are like he's engaging with on a daily basis, they're not living through the same experience as like, you know what I mean? So like at the end of the day, like I'm not even giving that the time of day. You feel me?
All right, so
where you be finding this shit?
bro,
Like,
where you
like,
you know what's funny?
What
I'm
be on your
at work.
timeline? I'm very curious, bro.
I'm
This
just
timeline is different.
No
from my
cap,
timeline.
bro.
When
He said
some
it in the
shit
chat.
you said it, I'm like,
I'm like, bro, how did you even like? How
I
did
feel
one
like
come
my
across?
shit's a little bit more cleansed than Tomo's, bro. Whatever happens on Tomo's side,
Tomo
on the
isn't,
internet,
no.
See-
You saying cleanse? I don't think that's the right word because Tomo's is just.
I would say he's saying like
Different.
it'd be
It's just
like it's
different.
too varied, bro. You saying like unhinged shit, but you be saying shit that's like hinged, but it's a different door type shit. Like what is this? You know what I mean?
No. The thing is, I was at work.
Like,
I
Not
was-
a different door. It's
sometimes I
crazy.
just-
realize what he says, a different
Sometimes
door.
I just watch Breakfast Club like interviews and clips. I was watching the interview. That shit like got deleted while I was watching. I was like, shut that shit down.
This nigga said I gotta find this.
Crazy.
He's at the forbidden
Should've
episode. I
screen
gotta
recorded.
find-
Next thing you got screen
No
recorded.
bullshit.
funny.
And I feel like it's only fair to include the quick apology. He called himself
Oh, he
really quick.
apologized?
Yes. Maybe like a day or two later, he said, I got a phone call from one of the people I have the most respect for in the world.
It was me.
They told me
It's probably little baby niggas like, yo, stop speaking on
That's
me,
right.
nigga. Like,
They told me while they appreciate my intention, it's not my place to speak on black culture. I get it and really appreciate the input. My intention was to say how important it is that we need to uplift each other, stop hate on each other, and push each other to win, and always root for each other's success. My bad. Much love and appreciate the feedback.
See, I don't like that either. Though.
I don't like. Why you keep saying
Now
we?
you don't.
I don't like that.
No. I
mean by
have a
that?
problem with that, bro.
What you mean
You don't
by
like what
that?
I have
like
to say.
He's wrong.
How you don't like what I have to say?
But
Not
is
even
he
saying
still
it.
talking
Because he's
about the
setting a
community?
precedent for white apology. Like, at least
My nigga, it's
it
not
is
one
one
side.
side.
My
It's
nigga,
one
my nigga.
lesson, though.
He
right?
did not come
At
to
least
any
he-
conclusion himself. He just saw the reception and somebody hipping him and be like, yo, clean this up because it sounds crazy. That shit is not
Are they
genuine.
not supposed to clean it up?
That's just
then?
not.
Bro,
nigga, if you
he
gonna say it,
shouldn't have-
stand on it.
He shouldn't have
You
spoke
feel
on it
me?
in the first place, bro.
Stand on it, or
You only stand on
That's
it though if you
wild.
want like if you're
Bro, you
harm,
gonna-
if you meant harm though.
But here's the thing. Nah,
Because you know you're harming
that's cap.
people now.
that's
so you
reflection
can't
of what he
double
really
down
thinks,
on it.
though.
Like,
Now,
peep this,
he said
bro.
that with his own.
He genuinely
verbiage.
felt. Yeah,
He said that because that's how he felt. Now you gonna switch it up because your friends are telling you, yo, bro, that shit look kind of crazy.
You can't grow and learn.
I promise you,
That's
you gonna
not
look. He probably
Did he
texting the nigga
grow?
like, bro, I'm
Did
gonna
he
say some
grow?
shit. I'm gonna clean it up.
Like this is the thing. You're saying that because he apologized.
Nah.
He's
I
setting
don't know
a
if it's
precedent.
harm
I'm
for
not
the
with
black
it, bro.
community,
But you're
but he
saying
definitely
that-
misspoke and he corrected himself.
You're
for it.
saying that he's setting a precedent for other people to apologize. But the thing is,
No,
he's also
but
opening the door
to
for other
take
people to speak on it
accountability.
too.
To take accountability.
But he's also
I
setting the
like that
precedent
he
for them
quickly
to
took
speak on it.
accountability. Like usually
Quickly
people
is
get
crazy.
bullied.
What is the accountability, bro?
Wait, go.
Is
You
it?
get
Wouldn't
bullied?
it be worse to like you only do it after a week? Like, it's not time sensitive, but in terms of like doubling down on the stuff you're saying instead of taking accountability, like wouldn't it have been worse for him to just ignore it?
No, I would have been like, oh, that's Michael Rubin. That's how he thinks. Now I know that.
So it's not
Move
going to
on with
change
that.
anything how y'all feel, apology or
I
not.
already said
Not
it.
me.
I'll hear you.
It's a
Because
reflection-
like I
it's
said-
a grown man,
That's
bro.
what I'm saying. It's not like this is like
That
some
nigga's
random
grown,
person
like-
saying that too. He's
yeah,
also a person
like-
of influence. Like you can't be saying shit like that.
That's
Like,
valid.
That's
Mind
just a
your business,
reflection of
bro.
who he is.
I'll hear you.
Count your bills, bro. Like do something else, bro. Like the jersey's too expensive, bro. Like you know what I mean? You need to do some shit about that. You
So
worry
that's
about
the
the wrong
overall
things.
message.
Trust the
Mind your
process type
business.
shit. Like what's he doing?
Mind your business. Stay focused on your home.
Type shit.
Or if you're not going to, do your full research.
Exactly.
Expand your knowledge.
Or at least bring your people with you so that they can back it up, and then y'all can all look crazy together.
I'm
You know
thinking,
what I mean?
I'm
Like-
thinking about what
You
you
know what I'm
said. I don't know about mind your business because I think there's a lot of things that go on, especially
one-
at the
that seem
world
like a
level, that
slippery
I think we
slope.
need to pay attention to and,
sure.
and really, speak on.
Like
I
what?
think
though?
it's,
like give me an example.
for example, look what's happening in Gaza. You feel me?
Right.
Like that's a situation I don't think anybody should be ignoring.
So
and
maybe
minding their business.
that's when you
feel
kick
me?
in.
That's
It's
true.
when there's
It's
another
tragedy.
group of people causing harm to other
genocide.
people. That's when you got to kick in and be
Exactly.
like, all right, that's not what we're tolerating.
But subjective, opinionated think pieces, it's like I don't care for that. I don't need to hear that. You feel me? I mean, I didn't until you brought it up to me. You feel me? But like,
I
Especially
guess it's
when
just
it's
my
not
internet.
fully correct. Like if it's just not true,
Yeah.
then it just becomes like, all right, just do your research. Like
And it just
Facts.
pushes a
Expand your
narrative, a
knowledge.
stigma that we just don't need to continue.
exactly.
That's the biggest harm that comes from it.
That's
So how
you-
much harm did this Fabio Foreign and Kodak Black Trump song?
Bro,
You don't
y'all
know.
see that?
Why? You see
don't
how this
listen
nigga
to
does
rap.
that, bro?
She don't know
You see
about
how he
that.
does that?
No.
Bro, we not talking about that, bro. We already talked. We told you we don't care, bro. We not worried about
I
these
care.
niggas, bro. I mean, you
Wait,
got
what
you
happened?
care.
Bro.
Only because Kodak's Haitian, though. Only because
yes,
Kodak's Haitian,
yes,
bro.
yes,
Like, on a hip hop level, do you care, bro?
Let me
Like, be real, bro. On a hip hop
on a hip hop level,
Let
I
me
think
feel
Fabio
it for
Foreign's
you
on
on
the
the end.
needle.
Like, I don't care, bro. Like, shout out to them niggas, bro.
Fabio
Like, I don't
Foreign
care.
and Kodak Black collaborated on a song.
Why these
And then
niggas
in the
doing
beginning
this?
and the ending of the song, they're using like snippets of Trump's, I don't know,
I don't know if it's a
speech
or
or
like,
whatever
I
the
don't-
case
yeah.
is.
Said
But
featuring Donald
the
Trump.
feature is like Donald J. Trump. So like Fabio Foreign, Kodak Black.
And
Donald
Donald
Trump
Trump.
on a song,
So they basically is just like
and
they're
vouching
rapping
for that
about it,
nigga.
like
You
vouching
bumped the
for
song?
him
they're
too.
vouching for him.
I did, and
You listened to it
I
too?
told
I listened
Ease,
to it off of Twitter.
Okay.
Kodak was kind of slotted.
Oh, no,
Corny
this is
behavior
crazy.
altogether.
This
You
is
feel me?
crazy.
Altogether, it's
So the
corny
verse was tough,
behavior.
though. Like, what? What are you talking about?
I feel like if that's what they believe, like if that's who they support
You feel me?
as a president, then
You don't
do
think this is
No,
harmful
by all
though?
means, that's fair.
I mean, I think
I could also
all our
look at
presidents
it
right
and
now
judge
are
it.
harmful. So
Type shit.
you said
And
all
I'm
presidents
wrong.
are
all the
I'm not gonna lie, I've always thought about that.
What
I was
about the
like,
lesser of two evil mindset? Like, or is that not valid?
I mean, I don't know. I
that
didn't
gonna change your
listen to the
opinion?
song, so like,
What?
Is this gonna change your opinion on who you vote for?
No.
So why it matter? Let them cook, bro. Let them do what they want to do. Like, just don't. I'm not gonna listen to it because I don't care.
I
Like,
feel
I'm
you.
not-
Yeah. We shouldn't give energy to it. Maybe
Yeah.
even bringing it on the platform. Damage.
You
right
feel
there.
me right
Like, I didn't have
there?
to do that.
This
I
nigga.
didn't-
We could have just.
I don't know, man. I
He
don't
said,
know.
"Well, I'll be damned."
Yeah, we
He
could have
said,
just talked about.
He said, "Am I part of the problem?"
It's
Us
okay. You
Zoes
grew
gotta
and
meet
you
and have a
learn.
conversation
Because
about this
again,
nigga
I'm
Kodak,
complaining
man.
about something, but I'm on the podcast and
Feel
I got
me?
the choice. I'm a part of the problem. I'm
He's
part
like,
of
"It's
the
my
problem.
fault."
Maybe.
He's like, "I've
We all
enabled
part
him
of
to
the
behavior."
problem.
Y'all wanna see me out of this?
But now let's go. Let's change the energy back up. You feel me? There was something that you had posted that I really like what you said, and I don't know where you got this quote from. I know it's not you didn't make it, you didn't say it, but something about like a butterfly doesn't even see like its own wings,
Mhm.
right?
Is that true?
I mean, yeah, right. Like how would it?
Okay.
Once I thought about it, I was like, yeah,
I
how
don't
would
know.
it?
They
Okay.
How
almost
would
be
it?
having like the 360 vision, bro. Like
I don't know. I feel like
Nah.
they see from the side of their eyes. Type.
Butterflies don't see how beautiful they
It's
are.
like, how would I see that? You know what I mean? But
Bullshit. It is,
like
yeah.
I think just the essence of that really speaks to like the mentality of like who you are and like how you view people. You know what I mean? Like the idea of like, hey, like you may not see how beautiful you are, but like I see it. You know, I recognize it. And I think, you know, it's important that that's the thought. Like this is the shit that we need to be
Tight.
sharing. You feel me? This is the shit that we need to be pushing and uplifting. You know, I think your music reflects that. You know what I mean? I think you
Thank you.
do a
For
really
sure.
good job of just, you know, like personifying like what's the word that I'm looking for? Like empowerment. You feel me? And I think, you know, this Kodak shit, this fucking Michael Rubin shit, all that shit is just
Bad for the
it
community.
reminds me of the shade room, bro. I don't know. Your Twitter might be kind of like breast for the
Damn,
shade
my
room.
fault.
no shit.
My fault. I'm trying to have the bigger conversations. That's all I'm talking about.
This is conversations that we could have and we could push and we could, you know, hold the space for.
Brother
You
Eves,
know what I
thank
mean?
you.
Hey, but I had to bring us back. You
Oh,
feel me? I had to
shit,
bring us back to
I'm
where
actually
we need to be.
and I am kind of interested too. One thing that came up a lot. Well, I mean, relatively on the project, and I also like, you know, I've heard you speak about this before, but I think like your faith plays a big role in like how you kind of like navigate through the world, and like music spaces particularly. I'm just interested to hear like how you feel like your faith influences you. You know what I mean, and like what that means to you as you like progress as like a person, as an artist.
Definitely the way I was brought up, for sure. I talk about this a lot, but I'm raised by my mom, my dad, with a big sister, and we like this, like when we got an issue, we sitting down at the family table and talking about it type vibes. Like it's no running from nothing. So I feel like I was always raised to be authentically yourself and never back down from that. And I feel like growing up, that's just who I've always been and who I will always push to be and push other people to be is their self.
True.
So
Yeah, I think it's important because like authenticity on like an individual level is important, but I think also when we're thinking about how we see other people move. A lot of people like shy away from that a little bit, especially when it comes to like, I don't know, it'd be like I feel like a lot of music artists in particular, like they shy away from like being authentic because they feel like if they show who they really are, people won't rock with it, or like there's like this fear, like stigma being judged and all this stuff. Like I said, like I feel like you mentioned like God in your music, you know what I mean? I think like a lot of people shy away from that, not because it's not like relevant to who they are, but I feel like they're trying to like play the game in a way where they're like, I don't know how people will perceive this. You feel me?
Think so?
A little bit.
I think some of it might be people don't know either.
Sometimes
like,
people don't know.
They can't engage in it because like I'm still trying to figure that out.
Right.
Yeah, that's
and
true.
like
It's a journey.
Right.
Everyone has a different spiritual
It's-
journey too.
There's a lot of depth to it. You know, I think even what you're saying about like the authenticity, like I think some people just don't know who they are yet.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They're
Especially
trying to
with,
figure
yeah,
it out.
younger
You
people,
know?
yeah.
And
But-
can you put that expectation for them to have figured it out, especially at a young age?
Nah.
Like,
I don't
Maybe.
think anybody figures it
Yeah, I
out.
was about to
think the important part is to have that want to figure it out. You know, it doesn't matter if you ever figure it out, as long as you trying every day to try and figure out how you are, put the pieces together within yourself. I feel like that's the importance of it. Instead of just going day by day and just letting it happen,
Yeah.
actually having that want and that
And like
grit.
I think like always just telling people where you're at and not shying away from where you're at. Cause like sometimes like if someone's like, oh, I don't know, I want to hear that. I don't know. You feel me? And I think like I'm not judging anyone on that. Like it's more so just like I would love to like hear it because you know how I be in hip hop. We speak in absolutes a lot. You feel me? So like these be like I'm this, I'm that. But like yo, all these things, but like who are you? You know what I'm saying? So it's like even if you don't know, like I would love to hear that along the way too. You know what I'm saying?
And
sometimes
most people don't know.
yeah.
That goes back to say how similar we actually are. And telling your truth
Exactly.
is so important because we're genuinely so similar. We're all in this book of life together. And it might be different small experiences, but the overall experience is the same. Like we all go through pain. We all go through happiness. We all are supposed to feel emotions, and being honest about those emotions, I feel like can really bring us together. Because you make it feel like everyone is human. Like when we have the trap songs or the songs, it's like we don't care about how nobody feel. Like that's not true. You know, like let's be real.
bullshit.
Let's be real now. So
I mean,
I think making music that's honest is important.
yeah, keep it in a buck. Like you can't tell. Like when you drop, people drop music and they be like, "Oh, I don't care." Like you know what I mean? And like the whole song, they're talking about how they don't care about what other people think and all this stuff. I'm like, but you still drop the music though. You feel me? So like clearly you care because like people gonna listen to it. So like, what if they don't like it?
trying to
You know what I
coach
mean?
themselves
Like,
up to it, bro. They
Nah,
speaking
that's
into existence. Sometimes you got to
I
do
mean,
that
not
in the
caring
That's
what
facts,
people
that's
think
fair.
is like it's kind of a yes and no. Like, like
Yeah.
I don't care what people think because I'm gonna do what I
Do
do
what you do,
regardless.
yeah.
But like,
To be an artist, you kind of do though, right?
I think the way
You
I
putting
would
it out for
articulate it is
consumption?
like I don't put weight behind what people
Yeah,
think.
Yes.
but
that's
like,
what it
everything
is.
what
Way
people
differently.
think. So I'm always open to
I
hear
think
it.
that's
Everybody's
a
way
that's a
different,
great
yeah.
way
High
to put
weight,
it.
like that's different.
And you're
That's
gonna
a great way to
and you're
put
gonna
it.
choose how what you do with that information.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You know,
Grain
not
of
all
salt.
information is
Exactly.
meant to be
Yeah.
taken and
Yeah.
There's
you know,
different weight. I think that's a great way to put
Exactly.
it. There's different people hold different weight
Right.
in my life. Like if it's like my dad's telling me, it's gonna hold way much more weight than just a random person off the
Right.
street.
Facts. You know what I mean? Nah, that's real.
So what's
Yo, you what you
no,
about
no,
to say?
you got it.
I feel like you about to say the same thing.
Well,
bro.
I'm about to say something different. Then.
I'm curious to know, like, what stage in life do you feel like you're at right now? Where do you feel like you're going? See,
I was about to say something different. I was gonna say something that could
mine was an
lead into that.
overarching one. You feel me? So if y'all got,
I
I
got
was
something
gonna
that
say
could
something
lead to
related
that,
to
right?
that. Oh,
So what I do want to know is like the transition of like finding yourself to where you are right now from like, okay, you know, I was hooping and I was doing this, but like it didn't align with you, you know, like what did that internal like conversation look like?
It was more, well, I wanted to stop playing when I was in 8th grade, but it was like, my parents was like, no, you good. Everyone around me was like, you're too good to quit. Like, no, you're not doing that. It wasn't really a choice. So
that's how it be, no cap.
I was about to
Like-
say that, yeah, that struggle, like, I am good at it, but does that mean like
yeah,
that's my purpose?
like that's really what my life was for a long time. It's like I'm good at it, but it's not what I want to do.
I feel you.
So I had to kind of just continue for a little bit. And then one day I was at basketball practice. My coach started trying to like make me feel some type of way because I wasn't going hard. Like, oh, you're just going to let her get by. And I didn't care. And I was like a red flag because like, why don't you
I feel you.
care? You know? So it's like that day, my dad was watching practice too. He was like,
Your heart ain't in
he
it.
was like, yeah. He was like, what you doing? Like, you wasted everybody's time. So I'm like, bet, I'm done. And that's that.
Was
I
it
had to call my offers.
was it respected though, or did it?
It was hard. It was a hard pill for a lot of people to swallow.
Because I'm not
honestly.
saying that that's the situation, but I see like the the trope of someone trying to live through you. Was it
Yeah.
like that, or was it like a positive
tough.
support, like genuinely, like you're that nice, like
Yeah,
you're so
it
close,
was
like
more
don't
like-
give up
it
now,
was more
versus
like
it being toxic.
Everyone kind of wanted the best for me, but
I feel
what they
that.
thought was the best for me wasn't the best for me, you know? So
It's
that's what it
respectable.
was.
And I mean, I think sometimes that could be hard for people too, just being like, I think their vision for the future is not always going to be the individuals, but I think that it like comes along with it, this like sense of like pride, you know what I mean? And being like, this is someone that like I've seen like grow and like I believe in them in this way. But I think that what you're doing right now is also giving people an opportunity to believe in what you believe in too. You feel me? Which I think a lot of people sometimes it can get sticky. You feel me? It can easily go in the opposite direction. But I think because of how close you are with everyone and because of how much everyone cares about you and you care about them, I think you're really giving people that blueprint. I can't tell you how many artists that I've seen like who are like really passionate about music or who really want to do it, but like they're getting pushed and like pulled in many different directions and they don't like follow their passion, you feel me? Or they're not even willing to try. Because that's what I always tell people, just try, you feel me? It doesn't matter if like that's what you go with, but at least like try because you never know, you know what I mean? But like they let that influence kind of like push them in the direction that they feel like the most opposition towards. And it's like that feeling, that lingering feeling, like what if like eats away at them, you feel me? So it's like respect for being able to do that and also for like standing 10 toes and also going about it in a way that allows people in, you know what I mean? Because I think, yeah, it's definitely admirable.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Thank you.
The common issue too, when you're just like a multifaceted artist, where it really does feel like whatever you pick up, you could.
Yeah.
What if you put enough
nice with
time
it,
into
like,
it? You
yo,
could be
no
nice
cap.
with. So it's hard to like prioritize what you're gonna put your time and effort. And where do your priorities lie currently? And do you feel like you ever struggle with balancing it at all?
My priority is to fill my cup. Honestly, what I told y'all, you know, that being in a relationship for so long and just getting drained, honestly, for so long, it's like, I just need to fill my cup. Honestly, I don't have no more energy to put out into stuff that doesn't fill me up. Completely doesn't make me feel full, I'm not there. And that's really that.
Yeah.
Like, if I feel full, I'm there. If I don't,
Right.
no.
Yeah,
More room.
that's important. Even like with any relationship you get into, someone ain't supposed to complete you. Someone ain't supposed to be your 50-50.
that's like
You're
not
supposed to be 100 with each other.
Right.
And then elevate each other. But if y'all looking at each other to complete each other, or like I can't live without this person, no. You probably shouldn't be in a
He's like,
relationship.
no.
But not even in a relationship wise, because that's like not even in my mind anymore. But like in every aspect of my life, whatever room I walk into, like if I don't feel full, by the time I exit that room, then it's not for me.
That's real.
You know?
That's how it's
That's
supposed
that.
to be. You feel me? Especially as artists, bro. We don't got time to be doing that. I'm not gonna hold you. Sometimes, like, I'm not saying this for myself. Sometimes I feel like people genuinely be wasting your time.
And
Like,
time is valuable.
Tell me.
Time is precious.
You don't know how much of it you got.
Yeah.
Like you
Okay.
really
No
gotta.
cap.
We don't want
Real
to.
spill.
Obviously, you don't want your life to end tomorrow, but you gotta live like it sometimes too. Like this might be it. You know. And when your story is done, you gotta ask yourself, like, you know, maybe you didn't see it out. God forbid, like you don't see it out to the fullest, but you made that effort. You
Yeah.
feel me? You didn't live with regret.
Satisfaction.
Sure.
You didn't live with thinking
For
like,
sure.
damn, if I had just done that, you know what I mean? It's
Yeah,
like,
bro. I'm
you're
telling you.
young, do it.
That
Really,
eats
like,
away, bro. It eats away at people. Like I see it now. There's dudes that was like 23. You feel me? Like I watch them like on like the path that they were on and just being like, bro, do you feel like fulfilled or do you feel like happy? You feel me? They're like day by day. You feel me? And I'm like, damn, bro. I don't.
That's real though. Yeah,
I feel it, but it's like, but I see
it's
it, like,
unfortunate,
but it's like you kind of like watch the light. You feel me like diminish, and it's like because of,
damn,
like,
that hurts
and
my
that's
soul.
what I'm saying, bro. Like,
That
it really
hurt.
does, bro. And I'm like,
What happened
damn,
when
like,
it go dark?
but I be trying to like,
damn.
you know what I mean? But I think that that's why it's important to have like community around you too, because like for as much light as you have, you feel me? Like the people that are around you that are gonna pour into you and that are also gonna like help, like they'll reciprocate that light. You know what I mean? Like their light is growing, your light is growing, and y'all can really build together. You feel me? And create like a star. But I think like if you're working on it, like going about it alone, sometimes even when you do feel fulfilled, it can still diminish only because like there's no one around to like share it with. There's no one around to like celebrate the wins with or the highs with or even like get through the lows with. So it's like I feel like on a holistic level, it's more than just like going after what you want, but it's also about keeping people around that are gonna like support. You feel me? And that are gonna uplift you and that you can uplift along the way.
Even
Because
people
without it,
that-
it's hard.
Even people that put that battery in your back.
You feel me?
I always try to like, you know, inquire, like when I talk to certain friends and stuff, like, yo, like what about that project that you had in mind?
Yeah.
Like, yo, like when's the last time you did this?
Yep.
Cause like, yo, like don't let that shit go.
No cap.
Yeah,
Don't
sometimes
fall a victim to society and become a robot. It's like, don't let that shit happen.
Yo,
Because once that
facts.
happens, it's done.
But
that's
it's important to pour life into everybody around you, truthfully.
and that's why I think the phrase "word speaks life," like it's ironic, but like that's real, and it
It
seems
is
like that's
real.
like the
It's
overall
real.
message that like as long as you're diving into your creativity and you're pouring into your own cup, like that's how you make sure that light don't dwindle and you it just keeps getting brighter, so that you got something to live for. You got works of art that you could look back on and was like, the things I did were purposeful.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, and that's the beautiful part of a project, you know, dropping that and just having like, that's a point in time that you can reference and document and look back
Shit's
on.
fire.
And that's a beautiful thing. So I can't wait to see just like
Bullshit.
what the next few projects look like. What's the story of Yanna G? Because it's really just beginning. You know,
Real
so
smooth.
we're gonna be here. We're gonna be we fans. You
Yes,
feel me? And we gonna be in the
family.
back exactly. And
Real
we gonna
smooth.
and we gonna be here supporting you all the way because that's what we want to see in the community, in the arts, like people who value honesty, who put weight on what they're saying and being intentional with their words. That's my number one peeve. Like if I feel like I could take your story in that music song
Bro.
and then copy and paste it onto someone
Telling
else
you.
and it wouldn't feel any different,
Telling
we
you.
got an issue.
I've been
Real.
talking to people about that all week, bro. It's like the difference between, like you said, like reflection and introspection, right? Reflection is just like looking back, but introspection is like diving in. You feel me? And I feel like people are afraid sometimes to dive in because they don't like what they see. But I think that with your music, and I think like with the whole camp, really like Word Speak, like y'all are like diving in at every point because like it's not so much that it's like you're not afraid of it, which I'm sure like you guys aren't, but it's also because you know what's underneath is something like beautiful too. You feel me? And that is worth exploring. And I think like people just got to get more into that vibe. But y'all are, like I said, y'all
Y'all
having
are doing the damn thing.
y'all
You
having
feel
a
me?
brilliant
Thank you.
summer. You
Neighborhood
feel me?
healer on everything
Yes,
I love.
ma'am.
Y'all okay? Look,
Like,
I'm
y'all
only
really
more
eating.
excited to see what's coming down the pipeline. So what do you got to
Thank
say to the people before we get out of here?
Words speak life, so speak your words. That's all I'm gonna say.
And check out the album
Truthfully.
on everything I love.
On everything,
On everything
I love.
How you gonna keep the momentum running? Keep the music alive. Make sure that ain't no microwave shit that
Keep
can't come
living.
and go.
Keep experiencing and keep being honest about your experience in life.
That's right.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do.
That's
I don't know
right.
about everybody else. You should do that, but
Solid plan.
be truthful
Yeah.
to your experience, and that's what I'm gonna do.
Fire.
Man,
That
we
shit.
appreciate y'all. We
Real shit.
appreciate.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I actually he got a question for Nate. Hold on, let's hear it. No, give that man the microphone. This not for the production.
No.
Okay.
Curious as to what your thoughts on y'all actually caught a lot of the lyrics. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I'm curious as to what are some that stood out to you. 'Cause I know there's some.
Yeah.
I'm curious for the feedback.
Bro, I'm telling you.
what you didn't like, or what in terms of the words too, like what you could follow.
Mhm.
Just, I'm just curious.
Nah, yeah, I told you like on my desires, like when you was talking about sitting on the fence, I feel like that's something that so many people don't understand is like harmful. It's like, especially when you're engaged in like family business or when you're engaged in something that's like interpersonal conflict or like when people need your support, people be trying to play this like 50-50 role. And I think like to me, that's cool, but that's not the energy that I need. You feel me? Like, especially like because for example, right? And there be situations where I know I'm wrong. You feel me? Or like people are like, I'm feeling it. I'll go to people and I'll be like, what do you think? And they be like, oh no. I'm like,
No.
because if I'm wrong, I need you to tell me that. You
Tell
feel me? So
me,
I'm not out here looking crazy, no cap. But I feel like when
Yeah.
you're doing that, like that can be harmful for me. You feel me? Especially if you're someone that I confide in. I feel like you spoke to it very like eloquently on that track in particular. So that stands out to me every time. You feel me? Because like I feel like it sounds good, but also it's real. You know what I'm saying? Like yo.
Yeah, and
Cause with
and-
no
and-
one
and
in the
Kate-
middle, cause niggas riding fences and switching up. No
You
cap,
ain't
no
going
cap.
100 on this
That's
side.
That's the
You feel
fact.
me?
You feel me?
You
That's
don't
a
get
big
to
fact.
pick and choose. It's this side or the other.
Yeah,
feel me?
play with your mama, not
And
me.
for the people,
cap.
if it didn't get picked up on the microphone, I asked, what did we take away? Like something specific from the music. And one for sure, I'm pretty sure it's on Brighter Days when you talked about, and I'm a very day-to-day routine person in terms of just like that messaging of just like getting better from day to day and what you do to prepare yourself for those moments. So when you even talk about something as small as just like I could do Pilates on a Wednesday, I
Oh,
like
yeah.
shit like that. I like because it tells me, it puts me in your shoes, and like you put a lot of care and consideration into putting it, like you said, filling up your cup. Like you already spoke on that, but I like that type of message, and that's the shit that's pure and makes me want to be better. You know what I mean? And be the soundtrack for activities like those. You know,
That's fire.
and also like what's it called? The joint y'all got with I'm yours, you're mine,
yeah, of
and I'm
course.
sure.
Of course it was fire. I did like
of
that record
course.
a lot.
Yeah.
It's funny because like
I
I
love that
don't know.
song.
I've always had the hard time. I'm always impressed when you guys do this shit. Like I don't absorb lyrics the same way. You feel me?
Lyrics is everything, bro.
No, but the
Nigga
thing is, like,
worrying
I
about
really be
the
sitting there,
beats.
I'm
Nah,
like,
no bullshit,
yo,
this
that
nigga is a
beat, I'm like,
producer,
yo,
bro,
I'm
no
just-
cap.
I'm
You
like
really
visualizing,
like
like,
a
I'm like, yo, that's
producer.
really crazy. But like, I feel like as I listen to it more and more, because I will be coming back to it. You feel me? Like I said, of course, it was my favorite song on the project. I think it's more so I get the essence of who you are.
Loverboy
You know what I mean?
Eves.
Like you said, what?
Loverboy Eves.
That's a callback. Niggas don't know about that.
No
They'll call it.
bullshit.
That's funny. But
Yo.
but now, like, I think it's more so the essence of who you are. You know what I mean? Like, I felt like it gave me a glimpse of you without even meeting you yet. You feel me? Like, this is our first time meeting. You know, like,
Right.
I never had the chance to meet you prior, but I think off of the project and even just moving forward after our conversation right now, it's like I have an idea of who you are and who you represent to be, you know, in the rooms that you will be in. You know what I mean? So I think, you know, keep doing what you're doing because it's working. You know what I mean? It's infectious.
Yeah.
I think you're going to have so many people behind you, pushing you to just reach everything that you're going to aim for. No
And who can
bullshit.
hate on that?
Thank you.
A positive soldier want positive for everybody else.
Yeah.
Like
Right.
I'm not
what we
worried
need.
about you. Why you worry about me?
You feel me? Nah, that's real. That's real.
Shout out
Like-
Chase too. These beats is hard, nigga. No bullshit.
Ah.
Right, shout out to the team.
No
Shout out to
bullshit.
the entire team.
No
So we
bullshit.
appreciate you for sliding through. I hope you enjoyed yourself.
Appreciate for having me for sure. Like
Of course.
this is might be my favorite.
Might
I
be
don't
a
know.
thing. Okay,
I don't
we're
know.
gonna keep
This
that
might
one
be
on
my
the low.
favorite
I
interview.
like that.
It's a vibe. Like everything is just
I
like
know we.
it's
This
felt
wasn't
really
hip hop.
at home. Sorry guys.
He's like,
Y'all just played the cool. I played it cool.
You
Like,
definitely gonna see
is
it in
what
the
is,
fucking
you know?
the post. It's
Yeah.
me a little clip. This is my favorite. This is the best.
Do it. You know what I mean? Like, the conversation speaks for themselves. That's it.
Yeah.
You know
No,
what I mean?
genuinely.
And it's real. It's real.
Truly.
But we appreciate having you too, and like just like all the, for me at least, I'll say I think that it's also very like helpful knowing that you're someone from the city and you're doing your thing, because there's a lot of artists right now that are like looking up to you, that are looking up to Nate. You feel me? And I think you guys saw that for the event that you had for the Healer Experience. But I work with young people and like all the time, like I'm showing them like different artists because I want them to know like what's possible. You feel me? And also like that there's people that are around them that look like them. You feel me? That have similar experiences of them that are doing it. Because if, for example, like if all of us just like stop making music now, I feel like the generations like under us, like they just automatically just be like, all right, like it's a dub. I'm gonna start looking outside. I'm gonna look to like, you know what I mean, other countries, other cities, other states, you know what I mean, to really like figure out where my direction is. But we're providing that blueprint right now. So just keep doing what you're doing for real. You feel me? Because like
Appreciate that.
even if it's not like an immediate like impact, like it's there. You know what I mean? People will look up to you.
No, that's why. Like I know he's supposed to get out of it, but it spawned like an interesting question. Like, how do you feel about the idea that like if you're not already, you're gonna be a role model through the music because of the precedents like you're setting? What does that feel like? Does that feel like a load of responsibility, or are you ready for that?
I feel like that's everyone's responsibility. To be honest, to be a role model, yeah, it's everybody's responsibility. So I guess that is
Word.
my responsibility.
Good for the community.
Real good for the community. Hey
Yeah,
man,
facts.
we appreciate everybody who's
Facts.
watching. It's been a great conversation. I appreciate it, and I hope
Yeah.
people at home took something away from it for sure. Spread love, if anything, right?
Facts.
That's if you left with anything.
Speak
that's
your
definitely.
words.
Don't speak on shit you don't
Speak
know.
truth.
Don't speak
But
on things you
spread
don't
love.
know. Speak your truth.
Spread love. That's it.
And speak words of life.
You gonna live a good life living like that. No
Yeah,
bullshit.
Yeah, it's not that complicated. Really ain't that complicated. Hey man, it's been another episode of Bad for the Community.
Yeah.
We'll see
Yes,
y'all
sir.
next week. We
We
out.
out.